Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekahakudash. Double honor to the true leaders of the nation of Israel in these last days, the Elder Apostles of Great Millstone, also known as GMS. Citation to the Most High's men in the four corners of the earth, pushing his word of sincerity and truth. And Shalom to the sisters that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. This your brother, Yum Yum from GMS, Mississippi, with an in-transit topic going into man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? Right? Because whether you're in the spirit or out of the spirit, whether you're in the truth or out of the truth, the Most High has directed your particular course down that path. And as easy as it is, as the scripture states, for the Most High to make a poor man rich and a rich man poor, it's also as easily possible for the Most High to take a man's spirit and also put the spirit inside of a man who doesn't have it, right? But ultimately, the Heavenly Father gives you over to your own demise, which is your own delusion. But at the same time, He places His ways inside of each and every last one of us. And that's why through grace, mercy, prayer towards Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we are commanded to be content therewith with all that we have. And even the portion of faith that the Most High has granted unto us, you know, how wrong is it to continue to pray for the Most High to increase your faith? Does that mean that you're faithless? Does that mean that the Most High is not dealing with you? No. But we understand that the Most High's portion is concerning to His will, but wanting to be enhanced, to be more disciplined, to be more spiritual, to be more righteous, to be more brotherly, to be more active, to be more, I guess you can, for the terms, call it studious, right? But man, all of man's goings are of the Heavenly Father. You know, whether you are given away to a strong delusion, whether you fall out, whether you become evil and hateful and spiteful, right? Because even Judas Iscariot, his goings were of the Lord, and he handed over the Lord himself unto the heathens. In order for what? In order to receive filthy lucre, in order for him to be given some earthly riches, just to discard them, throw them all away, and then discard his own very life. You think people wake up in the morning with those missions on their mind? Oh yeah, I'm definitely hanging myself in the gallows today, good people. No, nobody thinks like that and talks like that. But the Most High Spirit comes upon you, whether it's a wicked spirit or a righteous spirit, and you are going to fulfill the will of the Heavenly Father. You know, that's why the scriptures asks, why is earth and ashes proud? There's no reason to be proud. If you have a bowel movement right now, there is nothing that you can do but prolong the inevitable. But you're gonna go, right? So if you can't keep waste inside of you in an uncontrollable fashion, which means that you're out of control of the intestinal system doing what it was produced to do, how much the more your own life in which the Heavenly Father has created you to do what you were created to do, produced you to be what you were created to be. Now, being confident and faithful and standing boldly and firmly on what thus said Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's one thing. But being arrogant and prideful, and to the point to where you're borderline tempting the Most High, that's a whole nother subject matter, right? So if the Heavenly Father frowns upon pride, he said he was going to do what? He was going to take pride from man. So constantly praying for grace, mercy, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discipline, that the Most High may increase you in different areas where you're lacking. That shows humility, you know. But saying that you're righteous and you're a man, you know, you're this and you're that, you know, that's prideful. We're practicing to be those individuals to the best of our abilities. We are imperfect beings in an imperfect world seeking perfection. And there's no way that you're going to get it all right, because even in the time of us living in peace for 40 years, there was still the wicked amongst us. There was still sin being committed. So the same way that you will always have a poor man amongst you, you will always have an evildoer amongst you until kingdom come. And even at that point, the heathens and the Gentiles are going to be whipped into shape. They're still going to be tempting and doing things that are unbecoming. You know, but all of Israel shall be righteous. All of Israel are going to have the law, statutes, and commandments written in their inward parts, to where everything that they know to be is going to be back behind the essence of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which is pure righteousness, because if the Heavenly Father cannot behold wickedness and sin, and he's going to place that spirit inside of us by taking away these hearts of stone. Hence you get the terminology of hard-headed and stiff-necked people, sottish children who will not hear the word of the Lord nor do it. So if you're in complete control of your destiny, then that's the wrong mindset to be in, because that is humanly impossible. Me getting on this roadway right now, Lord forbid it, but there is a possibility of this vehicle doing what it wants to do. Now I can steer over here to the right and fall off in there, or I can steer over here to the left and just something crazy happen. The car just go airborne and jump right over this barrier right here, this divider that is supposed to separate any malfunctions or any accidents from falling off into this reservoir, and the person had a higher probability of dying due to drowning being inside of a trapped car. Do I want such things to happen? No. But do I understand that man's goings are of the Lord, and whether or not you're just this perfect individual right now, the Heavenly Father, it states what he requires that which is past. So although Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, and he lived a perfect life when he was on the earth, walking amongst the people, and came lowly and humbly riding upon the coat of an ass, although he lived perfectly in that moment, the sins of the past fell upon him. The sins of the nation of Israel, the sins of the time of Solomon. So how can you explain that? And now all of a sudden, you got to figure it out to perfection. You got to be careful with those particular word choices before the Most High make you an example, and as the scripture states, to bring you down in the midst of the congregation. That's why each and every prayer, or the speaking upon the next moment, speaking upon the next day, is either started or ended with "Let thy will be done," or "Lord's will," Abaratazah. So if our life isn't promised unto us to lay down upon our bed and wake up the next day, what's the whole point of even praying? If we got to figure it out and we just know. But man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? Because lying upon your bed at night, the Most High sealeth your instructions for the next day. Whether you think that or not, you can have a scheduler, you can have a planner, you can have notes that you're going by, say, okay, this is my to-do list, this is my checkoff list. But how often does any of that go according to plan? Because my to-do list continues to get longer and longer, because I have certain plans that I need to get accomplished for the next day, and then here go 5 more things that get added onto that. And I'm sure your brothers can attest to it, because we're living in a different time right now, and everything that you have been accustomed to and been able to float by and get done in partiality, the Most High is turning the heat up to where now it's demanding more of you. The workload isn't getting shorter. It's not slacking. The workload is getting more hefty. So your labor in the vineyard of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is requiring more effort, requiring more energy, requiring more time, and it's requiring more of your spiritual self in order to purge you from that wicked carnal self that continues to combat inside of you. Because although that old man is done away with and put up, he still likes to come by every now and then and say peekaboo. And you do what? You pray, you shake out of it, and you move on. But as I mentioned earlier, it's easy for the Most High to take you out of the spirit the same way it was easy for him to wake you up and instill it inside of you. So never forget that. Shalom.